Hi, my name is Kylon Monroe, and today we will be talking about Saudi Arabia and its connection to the Christian culture. Saudi Arabia is a part of the Arab culture. I want to start by briefly going over the creation of God's kingdom. God took 7 days to create a beautiful kingdom in His eyes for all of His children to enjoy and live peacefully. God created the light, darkness, the sky, dry land, sea, vegetation, trees, plants, the sun, moon, stars, sea creatures, birds, land, animals, humans. And on the seventh day, he decided that that was rest. He created the world without judgment or punishment for sin. In the Arab culture, they are deeply rooted in Islamic tradition and familial ties. They typically focus on hierarchy in the familial stage, and their elders are important to them. So they treat all of the elders with respect, and the men are more focused on taking care of their household while the women take care of the children. Christians can pray when and wherever they would like, and typically they only go to service once to twice a week. Throughout learning about the Islamic and Arab culture, I found that they actually pray up to 5 times a day, and with those 5 times, it is completely based on the position of the sun. They also do not, along with Christians, they also do not smoke, drink, use drugs, but in the Islamic culture, they do not eat pork, where in the Christian culture they do. Christians can still drink and smoke as well. The only thing that they share the belief in is not using drugs. They believe that drugs harm the body and the mind, and it is the temple. In Christianity, they believe that it is God's temple, and He sees it fit that you do not do anything to harm that temple. In the Islamic culture, they believe that it is Allah's temple, and Allah does not want any of that, as well as even tattoos. In the Islamic culture, they are not allowed to mark their body. If they do, they will not be buried in a Muslim cemetery with the rest of their family, and they also will not be able to pass on into the afterlife in the Islamic culture. Both Christians and Islams believe in life after death, but Christians believe that they are going to heaven after death, and if they sin, they're going to hell. In the Islamic culture, they believe that when you die, the dead come back to life to be judged by Allah in its purity. They are not allowed to mark their body with ink, or they will not be able to enter Allah's kingdom, as I said before. So they believe that if they, drink, eat pork, or smoke, or tattoo their body, that they will not be able to get into the afterlife with the rest of their family, that they will forever be stuck in that living corpse that is buried. Or they typically do a service, and you will just that's it. But I really enjoyed learning about this culture and their cultural norms and the things that they do different from the Christian culture. The one thing that really stuck out to me and really struck me when I was learning about this culture was how in Islam they believe in a few different gods. They believe that animals are gods, that trees and plants are gods, and they treat them as such as well. And that's why they do not eat pork, because they believe that it's swine. It's nasty, it carries diseases and all types of things that aren't good for you. So they actually believe that the best way to be pure and make sure that their body is as healthy as can be is not consuming pork. The reason for sharing the gospel with the Islamic culture, in my eyes, is the great ability of passing the word of God and the amazing things that He has done for me personally, and how He touched and saved my life. So as I learned more about the Islamic culture, it was easier for me to continue because I thought about how I have such a close bond with God after a lot of things that I have been through in my life in the last couple years, and it's helped me realize that no matter what I believe or what I think or I'm feeling that day, God is always going to be on my side. He's always going to be with me, and He's always going to be there to help me when I need it the most. You know, He's never going to steer me wrong. And one thing that I live by and has really helped me through the tough times over this last couple of years is reminding myself that, you know, God does give his toughest soldiers the hardest battles. You know, he's not going to give you more than you can take, and he's not going to give you any more than you can handle. He always has a plan, and in the Islamic culture, they believe the same thing about Allah. Allah will not steer them wrong. Allah will always guide them. Allah will always put them on the path that they need to be on, and when they most need it, Allah will always be there. But yeah, I enjoyed learning about the Islamic culture and everything that it has to offer, and I hope to continue that knowledge and be able to eventually pass it on to somebody else what I've learned. But again, my name is Kylon Monroe, and yeah.